Question number 1. By which of the following Act, Legislative Council of India received the power to discuss the budget? The correct answer is B. Indian Council Act 1892. The Indian Council Act 1892 increased the functioning of the legislative councils. The councils were given the power of discussing the budget and addressing questions to the executive. To by which one of the following acts was the Federal Court in India created? The correct answer is D. None of the above. The Federal Court in India was established by the Government of India Act 1935 on 1st October 1937. Sir Maurice Gwyer was its first Chief Justice. 3. In which of the following acts, the provision was made for the establishment of Supreme Court at Calcutta? The correct answer is A. Regulating Act 1773. The provision for the establishment of Supreme Court at Fort William, Calcutta was made in the Regulating Act 1773. Sir Elijah Impey was the first Chief Justice of this Supreme Court. 4. Which Act of British Parliament abolished the East India Company monopoly over trade in India? The correct answer is C. Charter Act of 1813. Charter Act of 1813 deprived the company of its monopoly over trade with India, but it still enjoyed its monopoly of trade with China and the trade in tea. 5. In the context of Indian history, the principle of diarchy refers to. The correct answer is D. Division of the subjects delegated to the provinces into two categories. Diarchy has been derived from the Greek word diarch, which means is double rule. In the context of Indian history, the principle of diarchy refers to the division of legislation subjects into central and provincial categories. The provincial subjects were further divided into reserved and transferred categories. 3. Comparatively important subjects, reserved subjects, such as police, jail, justice, finance and irrigation were to be administered by the governor and his executive council without being responsible to the legislative council. Subject of lesser importance, transferred subjects, such as education, agriculture, local self-government etc. were to be administered by the governor with the aid of ministers responsible to the legislative council. 6. Which of the following acts set up diarchy system at the central level? The correct answer is A. Government of India Act 1935-7. 7. The Indian legislature was made bicameral for the first time by. The correct answer is the Government of India Act of 1935. The Government of India Act 1919 made Indian legislature bicameral for the first time. It was to consist of an upper house named the Council of State and a lower house named the Legislative Assembly. 8. The Act of 1909 was associated with. The correct answer is A. Introduction of separate electorate. The Indian Councils Act 1909 introduced separate electorate for Muslim community and thus sowed the seeds of separatism that eventually led to the partition of the country. 9. In the federation established under the Act of 1935, residuary powers were given to the. The correct answer is C. Governor General. The residuary powers were given to Governor General in the federation established under Government of India Act 1935. 10. The distribution of power between centre and states as in the Constitution of India is based on which of the following plans? The correct answer is C. Government of India Act 1935. The separation of power was made by the Government of India Act 1935. It divided the legislative powers between central and provincial legislatures and replaced diarchy in provinces with diarchy at the centre. 11. Why is the Government of India Act 1935 important? The correct answer is A. It is the main source of the Constitution of India. 5. 12. As per Cabinet Mission Plan, in the Constituent Assembly to decide allotted members' seat in each province, one representative was in ratio to which population? The correct answer is B. 10 lakh. The representatives of provinces were based on the population, roughly one representative over 10 lakh population. 13. Which one of the following acts led to the separation of Burma from India? The correct answer is C. Government of India Act 1935. Burma was separated from India according to the provision of Government of India Act 1935. 14. Who among the following persons was not a member of the Cabinet Mission? The correct answer is A. William Wood. The members of the cabinet mission were Sir Pythick Lawrence, Stafford Cripps, and A.B. Alexander. William Wood was not a member of the cabinet mission. 6. 15. In the interim government formed in 1946, the Vice President of the Executive Council was. The correct answer is A. Jawaharlal Nehru. Viceroy was the President of the Executive Council while Jawaharlal Nehru was designated as Vice President of the Executive Council. 16. Indian Constituent Assembly was established under. The correct answer is C. Cabinet Mission, 1946. The Constituent Assembly of India was constituted under Cabinet Mission, 1946 on the basis of indirect election. 17 Member of Constituent Assembly, who drafted the Constitution of India, were. The correct answer is C. Elected by legislative assemblies of various provinces.